James is skinning the dash here, so that way it's out of the way, because we have to cut open the firewall and cut open the floor, because this was a 22 RE truck, it wasn't a V6 truck, so actually the sheet metal on the floor and the firewall is kind of different, not super different, but enough to make this tough. But as well, the way we're building this into a, you know, a Toyota Baja truck essentially, you cut all that out anyways when you mount your engine and stuff to get it how you want it, and then you just build a new trans tunnel, you know, the race truck. So we're getting the dash pulled out of here. Alright guys, we got the 2J stabbed in here, you know. You saw the firewall where we had to modify it because of the twins, you know. If you're doing a first generation Toyota Tacoma, they have a lot more room in the engine compartment, but since this was a 22 RE truck, there wasn't very much space, so you know, we cut that out for the rear twin to have room. But yeah, so now that this is set up like this pretty much, I mean, we're ready to go ahead and pull off the AC pump here. You know, it's just clearly in the way of the power steering box and everything. Get that out of the way too. This isn't going to have AC, it's, you know, a Baja truck. Open windows. So James is going to get that piece pulled off, and then that will allow us to see a little bit better how we have to make our engine mounts. We're going to have to make brackets that go off the block, and then brackets that come off the frame. We're going to have to make both sides, because the factory 2J mounts, we were going to try to use them, but they just jut out so far for a subframe car. It wants to sit kind of above the frame where the A-arms mount. So we're just gonna have to make some more low profile inner ones. So James is gonna go ahead and pull off the AC pump and get moving forward on that. Alright guys, I got my toolbox, a new toolbox, all organized, all my tools. James has been over here working on the 2J. He has the AC pump pulled, you guys saw in the video. Driver's side engine mount there. That mounts out of there. That hole there's the center mark of the frame. James has the engine mount taken off this side as well. Get around this actuator. I did get around that to get it out. So now we're just kind of figuring out the truck, you know, how it's going to sit in there. We kind of know, we're just kind of adjusting how it's going to be in there. Right now we kind of have to push it back in, lower it down a little bit, and then kind of get an idea exactly where it's going to be when we kind of, where it's going to live. So we're going to drop it down, push it back in there, and then kind of see where we're going to have to start designing up our new engine mounts at. So we're going to have to make the engine side to the bushing, and then frame side, from the frame side up to the bushing. So yeah, we're just dropping it in there. Looking pretty good. That's where the motor mount's gonna go. Engine mount, you know. It's gonna miss the arm. Go down there on that piece of frame right behind the A-arm mount. The bushing's gonna have to sit there and I have to make a mount that goes up to the engine as well.
Alright, Scott, what drawer did you put these in?
These. Level, top drawer, far left. And here's the inside. It's really close to the driver's side pedal. We're pretty sure, you know, we'll talk to Jacob, we'll put a pedal box in here just like a drift car or something has, and eliminate these factory style mounts and just go with that, because that way that can be more down and back and kind of have that custom tailored for the driver. You know, this is how high the transmission is going to have to sit, you know, and then the transfer case is going to sit there, so that's going to have to be cut out for the transfer case, you know. That's why people don't, this is one of the reasons people don't swap first, second, and third gen Toyota pickups, because it's just really tough. Well, if you want four-wheel drive, anyways. If you didn't want four-wheel drive and this was two-wheel drive, all this could sit down low and be a little different, but this is a four-wheel drive setup. Four-wheel drive Caddy 2 kit. So yeah, we're looking pretty good here. Use our caveman eyeballs on our level. Yeah, this is going to be such a cool swap.
That's as low as it can. It can't even sit that low, Scott.
It can't even go down this far because of the
pickup tube is literally sitting on the steering right now.
Like, check it out, guys. Back there's the oil pan. That's like, it's gonna have to go up like an inch higher than this. It's really tight in a third generation Toyota pickup. You know, we were just measuring rocker panel to rocker panel across. It's 5 feet. That's so small. So we kind of got the 2J where we want it. You know, it's Friday, so Monday morning James and I will come in here and we'll push the truck back in, because over the weekend we have to do work on one of the 4Runners on the side of the garage. We're going to pull the 4BT out of the 4th Horseman, and I'm going to sell that to James. I need to move on to some bigger and better projects, and I can pressure wash the pad off over there, have a spot for my Ram to park, and my other 4Runner that my sister's actually borrowing right now. That's why it's not in the yard. My 2004 with the total cow suspension on the front of it. I need to really work on the stutter, guys. It's starting to drive me nuts in the editing. I hate it. I hate watching my stuff stutter. Can't stand it. Totally embarrassing. But anyways, so we're gonna get this set up, and we're gonna bring in the 4th Horseman on the weekend, push this guy out, bring that in, pull out the 4BT, and then I'm gonna take that over to James's house because he's buying it. And then we're going to push this back in on Monday morning, or we'll push it in after we're done with the Fourth Horseman, so it's not just outside during the weekend, you know, oil pan off of it and stuff. But yeah, we'll push it back in the garage, and then Monday morning we'll start by just, you know, this is where it needs to go essentially. We'll do a little bit of minor adjustments with some bottle jacks and stuff, so it's totally perfect where it's going to go. And then we'll bust out the cardboard, the measuring tape, and the Sharpie, and start designing up some engine mounts out of cardboard. And then we'll move on to designing them in the CNC PC, and then we'll or the engineering PC, and then from there we'll cut them out in the plasma table. You guys know the process. So all right, awesome. All right, guys, productive afternoon. We got Jacob's 2JZ into his truck. We, you know, cut the firewall, the modifications we had to the factory sheet metal. You know, this was a factory 22RE truck, so your V6 trucks get a little more room, not a lot, but they get a little more room as far as the firewall and trans tunnel goes. But this truck, it's a 22RE truck, like I said, so there wasn't the space. So Jacob wants to run factory twins for a little while. We're going to get these rebuilt. There's a few companies that do it, that send them out and rebuild them with really nice components like titanium modern stuff. And then so that's why we had to cut the firewall out so we could fit the twins, because most people would say, hey, just go single turbo, right? And then that way you don't have to worry about that. But even then, we'd have to cut out the floor and the trans tunnel for the transfer case to run this kind of setup, because it's a four-wheel drive setup instead of a two-wheel drive. Two-wheel drive trucks, you can imagine there's a lot less components up front, and you can drop the 2JZ deeper in and lower. So with this setup, it's kind of like that, but now we'll make the new trans tunnel and make the new firewall once we get the engine mounts designed and made and the transmission mount designed and made. And then we'll be able to go, okay, this is where the 2J sits. Let's go ahead and start making our new sheet metal parts. So that's where we'll go from there. So earlier today, James took off the front of the oil pan, or it's these 2Js or J series engines period have a 2-piece oil pan. So he took off the lower sump off the top oil pan part, so that way you can get things a little bit closer and be able to figure this out until the rear sump oil pan gets here from drift motion. So, but it worked out. So we got the engine pretty much where it's going to go. It's probably going to move up another inch or two, but we'll just have to see once we're, you know, mocking it up, because we're going to have it in 5 or 6 times, if not more. So, and then also I was able to organize my new Epic toolbox, which was actually a big endeavor. It took me like all day to fill that toolbox up. I mean, and you would think, okay, let's just organize it and put stuff away. No. The problem with this box I ran into is there's so much room. What am I supposed to do with all this space? It was kind of cool. I mean, I've never really ran into that issue with a toolbox, so that's pretty awesome. But now we've got that organized. I mean, it's super, super cool. It's a special edition of those anodized teal handles. I mean, you guys know me. I'm all about, you know, my Snap-on blue stuff and all my Cougar House blue and gray, right? But man, that teal, it's growing on me. I think it's super, super cool. I'm pretty happy about that. But I traded in, you know, the box I got for Brandon, and then I traded in my classic 76 and my scan tool I was using, where I didn't even use it once, so wasn't using it. Why have such an expensive tool sit in a cabinet or toolbox for no reason? So, all right, guys, you know, that was pretty awesome to get that box. You know, next week we'll cut up the bench and get it in there, and then we'll get the engineering PC out I built. You know, I still have to put that episode out and show you guys, but we'll get it set up where it goes now and move the batteries and stuff. So, but until then, guys, please drop a comment in the comment box. Let us know what you think of the 2JZ. Let me know what you think of the Epic Mox. And you guys know the spiel. You like Cougar House Garage, you like what we do, check us out at cougarhousegarage.com. Check us out at Facebook.com/Cougar House Garage, and check us out at Cougar House Garage on Instagram, guys. Follow along there to keep up with all the interesting builds. We'll catch you guys in the next episode.